Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Colts cast. We are here to talk about everything and anything Indianapolis Colts. My name is Eric Smith, co-host of the Colts cast. Alongside me, as always, I have co-host Jamal Lawrence here.
Yo, anything and everything Indianapolis Colts.
Anything and everything. Please be sure to follow us on social media. Twitter handle is at the ColtsCast. Instagram is at ColtsCast. You guys, you don't want to miss content. That's all I'm going to say about that. We got our YouTube up. Go ahead and search the ColtsCast. Brand new YouTube. You can see our beautiful faces up on there.
And you can see that new Colt shirt you just got, man. Let me see that thing
baby.
show for the YouTube.
It ain't nothing special. It's just,
It's the gear though. It's gear.
We got to rep. We got to rep because you know who we got Sunday?
Who that be?
The Tennessee Titans. They beat us. They've been beating us for a while now, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been scary.
Yeah, I don't like them. I don't know many Titans fans, but I don't like them right now. Look, I want to beat them just as much as y'all. Let's go over our injury report a little. So for Thursday, it looks like we got a lot of full participants. Got a lot of people on the injury report. You know, Shaquille Leonard, full participant. That's really good. Kwity Paye's probably going to be out. Kiki Kuti, I don't know if he'll play. He had a concussion. And then Grover Stewart, I think he's just resting, but we'll see. He also did not practice, but I think everyone else is good to go. Need everybody out there for Sunday. Yeah. This is a pivotal game, and let's just jump right into it. But before we talk about the Titans, Jamal, I know we got to talk about somebody.
That other injury?
Yes. Let's talk about it.
Let's get into it.
Carson Wentz. Looking like he's out 4 to 6 weeks. What are your thoughts on that, Jamal, as it pertains to our draft pick?
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. We've watched his injury since Philly. We watched him in Indy, injuring both ankles on the same play. I mean, now we're watching. All right, let me relax.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be laughing at that.
And now we're watching the broken finger injury. And what scares me the most about this, man, it's an interesting situation. Because if he misses 6 weeks, like I said, projected 4 to 6 weeks, if he actually misses the 6 weeks, then there's a high chance he misses that 70% play rate that we need for him to ensure that we get that second round pick. So there are a lot of things that come into play with this that can benefit the Commanders. One, if he misses that, guaranteed, they're going to keep their pick. Two, if they're feeling that good and they want to keep their pick, they could just say, "Oh, we're going to sit him out longer than that." They have control over when he plays. Or what if they're playing good enough without him and they're like, "Oh, we can continue to let him rest." It kind of sucks because we got the short end. We didn't get the short. Well, yes, we did. We got the short end of the stick with this deal from the beginning with the Eagles. Then it led to us kind of pushing him off onto the Commanders, and then giving us a conditional trade. But now it's in jeopardy. So I'm a little nervous because we are kind of at the mercy of what the Commanders want to do. And as we know, for everything going on in that organization right now, nothing good is coming out of there. So it makes me a little afraid because, honestly, if I were the Commanders and I knew that I could keep a pick and I know that our season may not be going the way we want to, I'd probably keep him on the sideline to guarantee I keep that pick. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and just to give Colts fans a little refresher, March of this year, decided to deal Carson Wentz away after 1 year. Traded 2 draft picks along with that in exchange for 3 draft picks. So those picks were the 2022 second round pick, which was number 47, and 2022 seventh round pick, number 237. We received the number 42 overall pick, which we took Alec Pierce, third round pick, number 73, and then a 2023, of course, conditional third round pick. So we essentially traded him for that third round pick and a conditional 2023 third round pick. which could become a second round pick. I'm a little surprised on the timetable. I guess it is his throwing hand, so I mean it's probably going to take at least a month or so. But I'm just as concerned as you. You know, he needs to play about 12 games to fulfill that 70% snap count, and I mean 6 weeks. Jeez, yeah, it's looking like a third rounder right now for the Colts. Not the end of the world, but I would like to capitalize on that conditional pick. Just like you said, Commander's season, it looks kind of lost right now. They're 2-4 in a strong NFC East division. It's been a long time since we've sat here and said a strong NFC East division.
I was just about to say the same thing. And when was the last time you put strong and NFC East in the same sentence?
It's been a long time. It's been, I want to say at least a decade. But, you know, they'll probably be playing for a wild card spot at best right now. That's probably what they're looking at. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they start losing games with just cent wins, just like you said. You know, they got Sam Howell in the 5th round. They may give him a look if Taylor Heineke. I mean, they gave Taylor Heineke tons of looks last season. You know, Sam Howell has some upside. Got that dual threat ability. Drafted him, so why not? So we'll see. I would really like a additional second round pick, but a third round pick, at least we got something out of Wentz, right?
Absolutely. We needed to get whatever we could because, like you said, we lost a lot on that one. So anything is better than nothing. Let's just hope that for the sake of our sanity, we keep that second round pick and it doesn't quite go to the third. But enough about Carson Wentz, man. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode. All right, so we lost a rough game at home against the Titans last time. Will we be able to redeem ourselves on their home field? Also, what do we need to happen to come out with a win this game and take control of the AFC South? Should we air out the ball, focus on running? Give me your thoughts on just everything.
Man, ask me 18 questions.
Yes,
all
and none of it's
got
to do with defense. No defense, only offense.
Jesus. All right. This is one of our biggest games of the year. I feel like I say that every episode, but this one is really big. It's a divisional game against the guys who are ahead of us by half a game. I think we're in must-win territory here, in my opinion, to win the AFC South. This game alone will extend our momentum into the rest of the season, while also taking first place in the AFC South, which is our ultimate goal. You know, we can take flight right now and get ahead of every single AFC South team. I would love that. We have to take this one. Titans are fresh off a bye, going in their house. It's not going to be an easy one, but it's going to be a fun one. You know, I know you said don't talk about defense, but we have to contain Derrick Henry.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
We just have to, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that has to be the first starting point. He can't average 5.2 yards per carry against us again on like 22 carries. Our run defense has to be top notch. I know we can do that. We can take this game. The Titans didn't have a receiver top over 40 yards against us in week 4. Not a single one. The offense literally just funneled through Derrick Henry, and we couldn't stop it. So I would say that, and then we really can't turn the ball over. We only lost by a touchdown, had 3 turnovers against them. I just guarantee we could have had at least a touchdown against them with one of those drives that ended abruptly because of the fumble or interception.
Yep, I agree. Did you have anything else you want to add on that before I go down my rabbit hole?
No, I want to hear from you first.
All right, Vet. So, no, I agree with exactly what you said. And starting off from the top, I do think this is the most important game of the regular season. Because if we win, we take control of the AFC South. Of course, we have the final divisional game, which is Week 18 against the Texans, so a long time away from now. But if we lose, I mean, it's pretty much we're up the creek, and we're going to be in big trouble. So I think the biggest thing that we have to do on offense, we got to find a rhythm. We got to find the rhythm. I feel like last week we did a good job of finding the passing rhythm. Of course, we passed the ball 51 times. I think it was something wild. But
58.
58. All right, even better. So Matt Ryan's arm's probably still pretty sore from that.
Yeah.
But we got to utilize what's the best. Jonathan Taylor said in an interview here, I think it was just today, that he set himself out for last week. He knows his body better than anybody else, so he didn't want to play, which is interesting because I'll be curious to know what's going to happen if he decides to play this week. I think most importantly, Frank Reich needs to focus on what makes us successful, and he has to figure that out early and go full throttle with it. If the running game isn't working, abandon it. If the passing game isn't working, abandon it and try to make an adjustment early instead of waiting until close to halftime to say, all right, let's make a small adjustment. Because the biggest thing that's going to kill us is playing from behind against the Titans. We did it last game. We were down 14-3, I believe it was at halftime. And we've done it every single game this season. We've played from behind. It exerts so much energy from your players. We spend the entire game coming back to then either A, tie and or lose or barely win. When if we've played that same mentality from the beginning, we can be up and riding high the entire time. So you can't continue to sit there and play from behind. Again, like I said, if the run is working, throw the play action in there. But if we're going to be passing the ball, hey, we need to make sure we keep the Titans honest. Make them put some press coverage on us or against our receivers, because the receiving core has shown out last week. And then we can go into some run. But we also got to utilize these tight ends, man. We need to see Jelani out there more than just in the red zone. We need him catching passes across the middle. We need Granson out there. We need Mac blocking for us. Because everybody, when they played good last week, it showed. It looked fantastic. And the last but not least thing I'm going to say about this is, of course, the O-line has to block. It was nice seeing Dennis Kelly out there at left tackle. I know Raymond was out there to start, but he kind of got pulled because, because the way he was playing. Dennis Kelly, we picked him up from the Titans. He came out there and balled out, did exactly what he was supposed to do. I personally would think that it would not be a bad idea to even let Raymond jump in at some right guard this week instead of having Matt Pryor out there, because we saw, again,
anything
even
but
with
Matt Pryor.
Even when he was out there, he was still letting dudes by. I mean, so you got to, at some point, if we make all these adjustments, you got to just take him out. I don't know what kind of promise they made to him, but you need to break the promise. Let somebody else get out there and figure out what's going on. And that's all I got, man.
Yeah, Dennis Kelly, he's listed as starting left tackle. He looked good last game.
Yeah, he did.
I appreciate him. He stepped up, and he's finally given some reps, give him some snaps. Matt Pryor is the starting right guard, I think, right now. I don't think he looked that great, but overall protection was decent, right?
I know he didn't look great because the film showed it, but yes, overall protection was great. Or I should say was good. Not great, it was good.
Yeah, Matt Pryor actually got blown up on that last play of the game for the Colts. For that bomb to Alec Pierce to seal the deal. I don't know if y'all saw, but Matt Ryan recognized the pressure. He got the ball to Pierce before taking that hit. He took a big hit. But guess who let him right by? Your boy Matt Pryor. So I kind of agree with you, Jamal. I've even seen Braden Smith play a little right guard. So if Braden Smith is content at right guard, we can put Raymond at right tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to give Raymond some reps, man, and just take Matt Pryor, because he's obviously the problem. So Frank Wright has to take some responsibility, take some initiative, and do what's right. I mean, Colts fans are seeing it all over the board. And even with Raymond's recent struggles, he has way more potential than Matt Pryor. So let's let him develop. Give Matt Pryor the bench spot. We'll have him in seldom. Am I speaking out my neck here? Am I making sense? That's all I want to hear.
You making big sense. And the reason why is because, like you mentioned, Matt Ryan got hit 8 times that game. Last one being on that very last play, so the last hit, and it came from the interior. What have we noticed about Matt Ryan throughout this season, Eric? When the pressure's coming from the outsides, he can't roll out, he can't scramble. But when the pressure's coming, he steps into the pocket and throws the ball. When the pressure's coming interior, there's not much he can do because he can't roll out and get out of the pocket. So we need the pressure to stay on the outside. So keep our strong people on the outside, get our weaker people on the outside. Let our strong people be in the middle of that interior, so that way no pressure's coming. He can step into the ball and throw a bomb to Alec Pierce, Pittman, anybody who's out there ready to catch it.
That's got to be a hot take. Put our weak people in our tackle spots. That's interesting. But hey, you coached O-line. I'm going to trust you on that.
In a normal situation, you obviously want to have your stronger guys on the outside, but we're talking about a quarterback who is better when he steps into his throws versus rolling out. So why not utilize that Why not make sure our interior is the strong suit for us, so we don't have to worry about that added pressure, because linebackers not going to be blitzing through the middle, through the A and B gaps when they know they can't get through. They'll come through the C gaps, and in the C gaps, then Matt Ryan can step. He can get the ball out in 3 seconds. Boom, boom, boom. It's out.
Yo, get Frank Wright on the phone. I need to make these adjustments. Woo. Yeah, and talking about our offense, I think, got to get JT rolling. Got to get him rolling. He's better than that. Our run blocking's supposed to get better than that. We got to get him holes. We got to let him work. Do what he does best. We saw what he did last season. We need to replicate that, because now we have Matt Ryan. Now we added Alec Pierce. Now we have a healthy Paris Campbell. Now we got a year 3 Michael Pitt. We have a lot of better things on our offense now. So if we can just replicate even 70% of what Jonathan Taylor was doing on the ground last year. Do you know how many explosive plays I've watched from JT from his 2021 season highlights?
Oh, almost every game he had a 20-plus rushing or 20-plus run.
I mean, I've seen just 50-plus. It is absolutely breathtaking to see. He sealed the deal against the Patriots. Oh, that run was one of my favorites, because, there was 2 or 3 minutes left. I think we were up 3 or 4 points, but that sealed the deal. It was awesome. Things like that I want to see again. And just like you said, I don't want Matt Ryan throwing the ball 60 times again. We passed the ball on 78.3% of our plays last game. It worked, but, we won by a touchdown. I'm okay with being pass heavy. I don't want us to be pass to the grave. Matt Ryan is 37?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want him having a sore shoulder or anything like that, getting him some Tommy John surgery or some baseball shit like that. I don't want any of that. I want us to have in an ideal world, I want a balanced offense. So we need to be able to establish a run. Like you always say, let's not be one-dimensional. Let's control the time of possession. Let's run the damn ball like we did last year. Sure, we didn't make the playoffs, but it's a new year.
Facts.
Man. I know I touched on the D a little bit. Mm-hmm. You going to have to touch on the D, because what are we going to do to stop Derrick Henry? Dominate us last game. What have we done to our defense since then? A little bit. We've done a little bit.
Yeah.
What do we expect? What do we expect?
Like you said, we've done a little bit. I think our cornerbacks have stepped up a lot. They're starting to contain a lot better, and our linebackers are still playing just as well. I won't necessarily say they've got any better. They've been consistent, which is most important. But what we're gonna have to do, man, in this one, they gotta get on the field heavy from the very beginning. You gotta make your presence known for Derrick Henry, because if he gets a ton of yards, we're in trouble. We can't allow him to have these 20-plus break-off runs. We need to make sure we contain him, not allow him to get 5 yards a carry. We got to step up and crowd the box. If we got to have 7, 8 people in the box, then it is what it is. Because I feel very confident that Vrabel is going to want to run the ball as much as he can against us, and they're going to throw very little because they know. You look, before the Jacksonville game, we were giving up 94 yards a game, I think, rushing. Travis Etienne, no, it wasn't just him, but they came and smoked us. They had 140-something rushing yards in the first half, I believe it was. You think Mike Vrabel wasn't looking at that, and Derrick Henry is not paying attention to that? They're trying to find the gaps and the weaknesses in there, and one of the biggest gaps is not having the box loaded. We know what your weapons are. The same way everyone crowds the box when JT touches the ball, we got to reciprocate the exact same thing. And we got to have the D-line applying pressure. When Tannehill has the ball, we have to be on him. There has to be some kind of pressure on him, because they are going to throw. I don't think they're going to throw a whole lot, but we need to be ready for it. The biggest thing that the Colts have been missing out on defense this year, which is extremely rare from last season, are the turnovers. We haven't really had any big turnovers this season, and I think that's going to be the turning point for us. If we can get a couple,
we're missing our big turnover guy.
Yeah, exactly. He was practicing, but I got a feeling he's not going to play. I don't think he's going to play. I think he's just practicing to get us, get back into the game. I hope he does, but I don't think he will. We got to get turnovers, though. We got to get an interception. We got to get a fumble. Something has to break, because if we don't, we're going to be in trouble. Teams run down the field on us nonstop. Our defense is on the field so much because they will be on the field for an 8-9 minute possession, and then we get the ball, do a quick 3-and-out offense, and they're right back on the field, and our defense is worn down. Have to make sure that we're able to get these 3-and-outs and or turnovers, because if we're not able to, it's just going to be a long day. Derrick Henry will wear anybody down. That's a big dude running at you full speed. So we don't want him getting to the next level. If he gets to the second level, we're in a little trouble. If he gets to the third level, it's over. Yeah. So
that's when he gets, like, that's a big boy, and he gets the top speed around that level.
Yep.
Oof. Yeah, I really think I want Shaquille Leonard back. I really do. And he's been limited at practice this week, and then he's a full participant. Then, I mean, we've seen this again. Then he just doesn't play. This really sucks. It's a big hit to our defense because I think he was a key component of a dominant run defense. But then, like, you look at Zaire Franklin and seeing what he's done. I feel like he's playing at an elite level in his absence. You know, he leads the league in tackles. He's a very smart player. Our linebacker group is pretty deep, in my opinion. I don't know what Gus Bradley will do with our linebacker arrangement once Leonard gets back, because we usually only have 2 on the field. I've seen the EJ Speed out there, maybe a third of the snaps, maybe per game, but usually he only comes in on a few plays. So we need prime maniac back. We really do. But I also want to keep Zaire Franklin on the field, so I'm pretty conflicted about that. But I can speak for every Colts fans when I say this. Give Isaiah Rodgers more playing time.
Absolutely.
Give Brandon Facyson less playing time. We've seen over and over again when Brandon Facyson is not making the plays he should. He's not making tackles in open space. He's not reading the offense correctly. He's not been good. And the coaching staff, I think they're starting to realize that too a little bit, because Isaiah Rodgers' snap count, it's been steadily increasing over the last few weeks. So maybe they are picking up on it. But I know everyone saw Brandon Fayson's play last week. I know he came from Gus Bradley's system, but geez, we've seen what Rodgers can do, man. He said, if y'all not gonna start me or put me in the game, I'm gonna just make plays on special teams, which he did last game. So Aaron Rodgers. Isaiah Rodgers is just better, plain and simple. Give me some more Isaiah Rodgers.
Agreed. He has to be on the field. It's vital. It's vital for our success for him to be on the field. And another thing that's vital for our success to be on the field that I didn't touch on, Eric, is just making sure that we don't allow these big first half points. When we played Tennessee earlier this season, we allowed 14 points or 17 points in the first half. I think it was 17-3, and the game ended. No, I forgot how many points they had. So scratch that. But most importantly is we can't allow this team to get 14, 21 points in the first half. I don't think they're going to score more than 20 points because their offense is not that good. But it's tough when we had our first game really eclipsing the 21-point mark, and we ate, which is really good. But we just have to make sure that we're able to. I'll only feel comfortable with us winning if we can drop 30 points. I don't think the game will be that high, but I would feel most comfortable with us winning at 30 points with the way our defense lets up some big plays. So, yeah.
Oh, that 30 points.
We need 30.
We were the worst scoring offense a week ago.
I know.
And you said we got to get 30 points. Jesus.
Gotta.
Well, send your prayers up over the weekend because as good as our offense looked last game, I think the Titans are a little better team.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely see. I mean, I hope we do. I'm a realist.
Oh, for sure.
I have to be realistic here. So, but yes, let's go Colts. Let's take the AFC South. Easy. It's an easy game. You're right, Jamal. It's easy.
Oh, yeah.
We about to blow them out 55-0. That's
over.
what I think. That's my prediction. That's going to be it for us, everyone. I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Colts cast. We release episodes bi-weekly. Go ahead and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts. And we'll be back right after the game. We're going to do straight up post-game analysis. So stay tuned on Sunday. And always, go Colts, man.
Go Colts.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Take care.